The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
You know, when it comes to families and bringing families closer together, few things can compare with RVing. You know, vacations can't do it to Disney World. They don't do it. Week-long cruises don't seem to do it. And vacationing and staying in hotels, sleeping in a strange bed every night, doesn't seem to have the, well, not nearly the magic that spending time together in an RV has. And for more and more of these families, they're leveraging the fun and leveraging their memories by planning family reunions and big get-togethers, all designed around camping and RVing. To visit with us about just that on the RV Show USA guest line is Diana from PPL Motorhomes. So, Diana, you've been around RVers for decades. What are you seeing in terms of families choosing to do their reunions and gatherings at campgrounds?
Oh, my gosh, there's no more fun than you can have. I mean, I can vouch for that. I had our honeymoon with 23 people at a campground in Galveston, and it was awesome. It was amazing.
That does not surprise me a bit. Now, you know, what do you think it is, though, about, you know, because if somebody's never done it, they're like, I don't know. It just doesn't sound very, very fun to me. But describe, because I'm going to give you my take on it here in a second, but what is it about campgrounds that makes them so perfect for these family get-togethers and reunions?
It's relaxed. It's fun. There's something for everybody to do. You don't have to have structure. I mean, even if it's a cruise or whatever that you're doing, whether it's a vacation with people and you're meeting at a hotel, everybody, it's like, oh, I have to be here at this time and there at this time and this is something else. You walk outside in the morning with your cup of coffee, and you're sitting out there, and your friend comes over with their cup of coffee, your sister comes over, they all sit around, and it's just relaxed and laid back. You don't have to worry about, oh, we have to be there at this time. Oh, wait, we have to do this. Just have fun and let nature have fun with you. Learn and just have a good time.
You know, I think you're so right. The non-structured fun of having one of these events. And the other thing is you don't even have to have an RV. A lot of these campgrounds, our campground, for example, we have beautiful cabins, and most of the nicer campgrounds and resorts have cabins, so you don't even have to have a RV. You can rent a cabin for a few days.
When we had our 23 down in Galveston, we had all of his 5 or 6 of the cabins at Galveston Island RV Resort, and we had RV sites, and you had a lazy river, you had a pool, you could go upstairs and play ping pong. I mean, how many of us play ping pong ever anymore? But it was fun. You do things you aren't going to do at home, and you make laughs, you make memories. That's really what it's all about.
And the other thing is, a lot of people, you know, they'll say, okay, it's your time. Next year, it's your turn at your house. And people, we can just be so destructive. And, oh, my gosh, the cleaning up when somebody, you know, a whole group of people comes to your house can be just so stressful, so devastating. If you're at a good campground, you can have enough space. You can oftentimes have a place, you know, a meeting room with a kitchen, and the cleanup is a breeze. It's just a whole lot less stressful. So what advice do you have? Because I got a little bit of advice I'm going to give in a second. What advice do you have for people that are thinking about doing this?
The biggest thing is plan ahead. You should be making plans right now, not for the summer of 2020 for a big reunion. You need to be making plans for the summer of 2021, or possibly, you know, like the fall of 2020. You plan it early. You don't wait for the whole family to set a date. You just say, okay, here's the date. We're going to do it. You send it out, and everybody can, if they can come, they can come. If you ever wait for, in our family, if you ever wait for all of us to be available for something, we'll never have a reunion. Never.
It'll never happen. You know, you talk about planning way far ahead. You know, up at Big Chief, literally every single weekend. And this is the truth, folks. This is what happens. Every single weekend, starting in May all the way through the summer, we have a family reunion. And we have people that want that weekend. They're already on a list in case somebody ever drops. Well, occasionally the family reunion, they've been there 2 or 3 years, like, oh, okay, we've been there, done that. We need to look around and find another place. If we don't get a deposit before they leave, that becomes open, and the person on the list takes their space. And they'll say, well, we're not sure, we're going to find another place. And I tell them, Say, have you got another place? No, but we'll find one. And it's not as easy as you think. There's 20-something million people in Texas and only a couple of hundred really nice campgrounds. And oh, no, we'll take our chances. Then they call up about 2 weeks later and they go, can we have our place back? I'm sorry.
No, you can't. I mean, I did that for years. We would do Father's Day weekend for years and years and years on the San Marcos River. Loved it, leisure resort. It was awesome. We had, 20 people sometimes. We'd have 30 other times. And we kept that weekend. 1 year we had to give it up, and it was so hard to ever try to get back into that again because everybody wanted it, and you just got to plan far in advance.
Yeah, another tip that I have is find a leader, whoever is the group leader, the wagon master, whatever you want to call them. And if that's the leader, let that person make all the reservations. Don't you go calling that campground if you've already selected a leader. Don't do it. So either have a leader or don't have a leader, but don't do both because it's really confusing to the staff. And I speak because I hear from my staff all the time that says, they're driving me crazy.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That can happen. That leader or that wagon master doesn't have to do all the work. They just need to coordinate it. No one person or one family should plan all the meals for your reunion. You potluck it on this and potluck it on that, but you have structure to it, and you figure out, okay, that part of the family, they're going to do the dinner on Tuesday night. They're going to coordinate it. They may reach out and say, hey, you bring potato salad, you do this, but you've got a different person who plans it. And heaven help the person who forgets to plan. I'm just telling you, they may no longer be in the family. Who knows?
Well, speaking of people getting in trouble, if you are part of a big gathering, a big group, and I'm just telling you again, this is from a resort owner's perspective. Make sure everyone follows the rules. One person can ruin it for the entire group. Because, Diana, we've had to tell people, I'm sorry, we're going to give this weekend to somebody else next year. Well, why? It's because we had to tell so-and-so 4 different times to stop their dog from barking and pick up the big dirty. And, and so you just have to be respectful of the rules, be knowledgeable. Don't sneak dogs into a cabin that may not be, outfitted for dogs or good for dogs.
No, and the whole thing is, if it is a cabin that doesn't have dogs in it, they don't allow dogs, people could rent that cabin and they don't, they have an allergy to pet dander. And so there's things like that you have to think about. It's not just about you and your dog.
So. It's like I say, there's 250, maybe 250 great campgrounds in Texas and far fewer great campgrounds in other states. And but there's millions and millions of people, and so the demand is there. If you want to get a reunion for 2020, you're probably out of luck. I mean, somebody's going to say, no, I was able to. Well, congratulations. You are lucky because most of the places are booked up. My suggestion is, and as much as people don't want to do this, is to take an off season. Do something in September or October if you can. Pick a longer weekend and do that because the rates are a little bit cheaper and it's easier to get a date.
Oh, and you can always have a reunion if you want to plan it Tuesday through Thursday. This time of the year, if you don't want a weekend, you can always find a place to have your reunion.
You won't have many people show up, but I'm talking about October through February. It's a pretty good time, at least for us. We could make room at Big Chief. So I know you're at the Houston RV show this weekend. How's it been going?
Oh my gosh, it's been so busy. It's so exciting to see all the people that know you, know me. They come by to say hi. As a matter of fact, a big shout-out to Peggy Bassett and Chris Parkey because they both said that to tell Alan hi. They had to stop by to see me.
That's nice.
And it's fun, and I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, well, I will be over there, obviously, on Saturday, and I look forward to seeing you. So we got to call it there. And, Diana, thanks so much, and we're going to send everybody we can to PPL Motorhomes, all right?
We got a big sale this week, so come see us.
All right, you take care. That's PPL Motorhomes, folks. If you want to sell your RV, Diana can do it, and her team at PPL. You want to buy a great used RV. Nobody's got more of them. PPL is the largest consignment RV dealer in the world. Yeah, they are. PPLmotorhomes.com. Check out their website. It really is beautiful. You can see 700 and some odd RVs that are for sale right now, and one I promise you is right for you. PPLmotorhomes.com.